Let me ask you something. Have you ever thought about a guy like Nikola Tesla? The man was a genius, inventing things like remote control and AC power, ideas that were completely out there for his time. So, how did he do it? Well, Tesla himself believed that every single one of his world-changing inventions came to him first from his subconscious mind. He was tapping into a power that, believe it or not, we all have. And today, we're going to learn how to unlock it.
Now, to really get this, you have to understand the scale we're talking about. Check this out. A staggering 95% of your daily life, your decisions, your gut reactions, your habits, it's not driven by your conscious choices. Nope. It's all controlled by the programs running in your subconscious. That means for most of your day, you're pretty much on autopilot. The real question is that autopilot flying you where you want to go?
So what is this subconscious mind really? The best way to think about it is like an iceberg. You know the little tip you can see sticking out of the water? That's your conscious mind. It's what you're using to listen to me right now. But the absolutely massive, powerful base hidden under the surface, that's your subconscious. And according to research from Stanford's Dr. Bruce Lipton, it's not just bigger, it's about 1 million times more powerful than your conscious mind. It's already running the show, shaping your reality every single second. The only question is it working for you or against you?
So, how do we figure out if our subconscious is on our team? Well, it all comes down to its operating system. See, this powerful mind doesn't run on logic. It runs on something called belief patterns. You can think of these like the core programming that got installed throughout your life, from the stuff you heard as a kid to the messages you absorb every single day. Let me tell you a quick story to show you exactly how this works. Imagine two kids, Titu and Sonu. Titu grew up hearing things like, money doesn't grow on trees, and making a living is just so hard. So what happens when he grows up? He's constantly stressed about money, he's scared to take risks, and his confidence is low. Now Sonu, on the other hand, he grew up hearing, where there's a will, there's a way. As an adult, he sees problems not as roadblocks, but as chances to learn. He takes smart risks. They both have the same potential, but their inner blueprints, those belief patterns, sent them down two totally different paths in life.
And that brings us to a really crucial point. If you don't actively take charge and update these old belief patterns, they will control you. It's just like trying to run the latest apps on a 10-year-old phone. It's going to be slow, buggy, and it just can't do what you want it to do. Your mind needs that software update to run the life you actually want.
Okay, so you get it. We need a mental software update. But how do we actually do it? Well, that's exactly what this next part is all about. We're going to open up a toolkit with 6 powerful, practical techniques you can start using, like today, to reprogram your subconscious mind for success.
So here's our game plan. First, we've got to understand what's holding us back. Then, we'll get into managing dopamine, practicing mindfulness, and using what I like to call ChatGPT. That's gratitude, positivity, and thankfulness. And we'll wrap it up with 2 heavy hitters, visualizing success and mirror work. Ready? Let's jump into the first tool.
You can't fix a problem if you don't even know it's there, right? So the very first step is to become a detective and find those negative patterns running in the background. A super simple but crazy powerful way to do this is with a thought journal. Anytime you feel stuck or that little voice in your head says, oh, I could never do that, just write it down. And then ask yourself one simple question. Why? Why do I believe this is true? I promise you'll be blown away by what you uncover.
All right, let's talk about dopamine. Our brains are wired to want it, but here's the trap. High stimulation things like scrolling through social media for hours or binge watching an entire series give you a quick, easy hit of dopamine. But low stimulation things like learning a new skill or building a side hustle, their reward comes later. Every minute you spend chasing that easy dopamine is a minute you're not investing in your real goals. So by consciously swapping some of that high stimulation stuff for a low stimulation effort, you're literally freeing up the focus and drive for the things that will actually change your life.
Think about this. Someone cuts you off in traffic. What's your instant reaction? For most of us, it's a flash of anger, maybe some stress. That's an automatic, subconscious program running. Mindfulness, even just simple meditation for a few minutes a day, helps you create a tiny bit of space, a pause, between the trigger and your reaction. You start to notice your automatic responses as they're happening, and that tiny moment of awareness is everything. It gives you the power to choose a different response.
And now, for our version of ChatGPT. Think of it like this. You can't grow beautiful flowers in dry, barren soil. It's just not going to happen. Well, gratitude, positivity, and thankfulness are like fertilizer for your mind. When you're constantly focused on what's wrong or what you don't have, your mind is basically that barren soil. But When you actively practice gratitude, you make the soil of your mind rich and fertile, ready for the seeds of your goals to actually take root and grow. Now, this next one is so often misunderstood. Visualization isn't some magic trick. It's about giving your brain directions. Your mind is an incredibly powerful goal-seeking machine. When you vividly imagine yourself achieving a goal, really feel it, you're not just daydreaming. You're giving your subconscious a clear target to aim for. It then starts to notice opportunities and ideas that you would have completely missed before. You're basically building the neural pathways for success before you even take the first step.
And our final tool is a powerhouse: affirmations and mirror work. This is all about consciously telling yourself who you're becoming, over and over again. And if you think this sounds silly, just look at who uses it. Superstars like Shah Rukh Khan famously built unshakable self-belief with the simple affirmation, "I am the best." Alia Bhatt literally acts out her desired movie roles in front of a mirror. Even Steve Jobs would ask himself powerful questions in the mirror every single day. All you have to do is look yourself in the eye and state your goal as if it's already true. I am a confident public speaker. You're literally hardwiring a new identity into your subconscious.
Okay, so we've got our 6 tools. Amazing. But here comes the most important part of all. There is no single magic formula that works for everyone. If there was, we'd all be rich and happy, right? You have to build a personalized routine that actually fits your unique personality and the way you learn. So let's figure out how to build a plan that's made just for you.
Figuring out where to start is actually way easier than you think. It just comes down to how you learn best. Are you a verbal person? Do words just click for you? Then goal writing and that thought journal we talked about are going to be your superpowers. Are you more of an auditory learner? Perfect. Record your goals and affirmations on your phone and listen to them. And if you're visual, if you need to see it to believe it, then creating a vision board or using vivid mental imagery is going to be the most effective tool for you. Just pick the one that feels most natural.
Your personality also plays a huge role here. Let's be honest, is your mind a little hyperactive? Are you an overthinker, always anxious about something? If that's you, then focused meditation isn't just a good idea, it is compulsory. You need it to quiet the noise. But if you're generally a pretty calm and focused person, meditation is still awesome, but maybe other tools like gratitude journaling will be your main focus. So, you've got your tools. You've picked the ones that are right for you. Now we get to the final and most critical phase, turning these practices into habits that run on autopilot. And to do that, we're going to use the famous 21-day challenge. But why 21 days? Is that just some random number somebody made up? Not at all. It actually comes from a plastic surgeon in the 1950s named Dr. Maxwell Maltz. He started noticing that after he performed surgery, it took his patients a minimum of 21 days to get used to seeing their new face in the mirror. He wrote about this in his groundbreaking book, Psycho-Cybernetics, and it became the foundation for this whole idea that it takes about 3 weeks to carve out a new neural pathway in the brain. In other words, to form a new habit.
Okay, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? When you're trying to change something as invisible as your own mind, there's no progress bar you can look at. So how in the world do you know if all this effort is actually paying off? Well, there are 3 clear, tangible signs you could look for. First, your self-awareness will skyrocket. You'll literally start to catch yourself in the middle of a negative thought before it spirals out of control. Second, you'll notice yourself taking small risks, maybe speaking up at a meeting when you normally wouldn't, or just trying something new. And third, and maybe most importantly, you'll just notice that your daily percentage of joy and positivity is genuinely higher. These are the real signs that your inner software is getting a serious upgrade.
So, after all this, it all comes down to one final, powerful question. Reprogramming your mind isn't about some giant, heroic leap. It's about small, consistent steps. It's about getting just 1% better every single day. So forget the entire 21-day journey for just a moment, and just ask yourself this. What is the one tiny 1% step you can take right now, today, to begin?